It's really dumb of me. I'm the franchise guy, and we just saw our Players of the Week for last week, and we saw Brandon Graham was Defensive Player of the Week for the NFC with 9 tackles and 7 sacks. We all saw that game in a crushing defeat against the Dallas Cowboys of all teams. If we lost against any other team, I would have been okay. But since it was the Dallas Cowboys, it just hits a little closer to home. But right now, we're taking on the New Orleans Saints, a team that I guess would start a bit of a rivalry with Philly after a certain player said a certain something about if we would have beat the Vikings, we would have beat the S word out of the Eagles because we was rolling. I'm not saying who said that. I'm not saying in what context he said that. I'm not even saying that they lost to the Vikings on a Marcus Williams hit stick. But a 7-1-1 Vikings are going up against an 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles with Drew Brees at the helm taking on Carson Wentz, two players in totally different parts of their careers. Carson Wentz dropping back. He's going to fire to a wide open Dallas Goedert, and Goedert's going to muster his way for the first down. This Eagles team looks like it's played a lot more vigor after last week's upset. They don't want to lose two in a row, and they know that they cannot lose to this Saints team. This is a must-win game, not just for stats, just for pride. And take a look at this defense. We got Manti Te'o, Mr. Fake Girlfriend, starting at middle linebacker. Kurt Coleman. We got Lattimore. It's just a pretty solid defense, but not as solid as offense as Corey Clement is going to have a big gain right there. And Corey Clement's now injured. Oh, man, we're just not having any luck right now. We had the body bag game last week where our entire offensive line gets there. And now Corey Clement looks like he's done for the day, carrying his wrist into the tunnel right there. Mike Wallace on the wraparound. And we're going to fool the Saints. We get a pretty, I guess I'm assuming it's 10. It's 10 right there. Second inches, though, I was assuming it was going to be a little short. But a bruised sternum for Corey Clement as Jay Ajayi is going to rush the ball in. And we're going to miss a horse collar right there. We get a horse collar, a face mask after the touchdown was scored, but no flag. This game makes no sense that way. But Jake Elliott's extra point is good. Eagles take a 7-0 lead on the opening drive against the Saints. You got Drew Brees in pocket. He's going to fire to a wide open Cameron Meredith. Of all people, he's going to find Cameron Meredith wide open. Not a Michael Thomas or anyone else, but Cameron Meredith. Drew Brees the play action, and he's not going to fool him as he gets sacked there by Nathan Geary. And he's going to row his boat in for a sack. He's a very unlikely, guy for a sack. You don't see him get, rushed that much. So I guess when he gets one, it's memorable. We have the umpire, or that's the referee, doing something as Lutz's kick is wide right. That wasn't even close. They should have just punted the ball. But now we're setting up on their side of the field right now. And on their 30, we're going to fire the ball deep to Alshon Jeffrey, who's going to run in for the touchdown. Gets the team celebration going. And we're going to dance in the end zone right now in New Orleans. We're letting these fans know who's the boss. Let's take a 13-0 lead with 2.5 minutes still left in the first quarter. With Jake Elliott's extra point is up and it is good. It's a 14-0 lead for the Eagles. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left. Drew Brees hands off to Alvin Kamara, who's going to find a hole, gets the first down, and Jordan Hicks is now injured. Comes off a big re-signing a week or so ago. Now he's hurt. No, he's a big gap in our linebacking core. So without him, we're gonna struggle a little bit. And Alvin Kamara, though, a rushing touchdown, a play that Jordan Hicks probably could have made right there if he was in. But since he's hurt right now, we have to, use backup linebacker Paul Warlow. And right there, Rasul Douglas almost blocks the extra point. Saints pull within a score of the Eagles. And right now, Wentz is going to get sacked. Just, a little rush right there. Wentz goes down with the pressure. Unfortunate 3rd and 15. Wentz is going to stay in the pocket. He's going to scramble outright. We're going to fire the ball. Almost picked off. Was intended for Alshon Jeffrey. Forced to punt, though. 3rd and 12 for New Orleans. Drew Brees is going to have all the time in the world, and he's going to find Cameron Meredith this time. No, that's going to be Ted Ginn Jr. I believe that's who that is. Yeah, I got Ted Ginn Jr. We had Ginn Sr. or someone. And Drew Brees gets sacked by 3 men this time. Ronnie McLeod carried with half a sack and a tackle. Good for him. He can't let Drew Brees have any comfortable time in the pocket. 4th and 3 on the 29-yard line. Les is going in for an extra, I guess, for a field goal this time. Douglas is up, and he blocks it. They pick the ball up, so it's just a turnover on downs. But he blocks the 3-point field goal. Get that replay right there, and look at that. Comes in nice and low. Gets the ball right to the gut. Doesn't pick it up for some reason, because that doesn't make any sense. Doug Peterson can't be any happier right now. Carson Wentz, though, after that turnover, hands off to Jay Ajayi, who gets a nice pickup, and Jay Ajayi is now injured. He's grabbing his elbow or his side or his entire arm, but he's on the bench right there, so he's just hurt. He's going to be out for a couple plays. Let that man get a breather. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and we're going to get sacked. We had no time right there. Okafor, I guess it's a Emeka Okafor right there with the sack. And Hissey throws on 2nd and 9, or 3rd and 9, I'm sorry. And on 4th and 9, Jake lines up for the long field goal. The kick is up, and the kick is good. The long field goal is good. 17-7 lead over New Orleans with 3.5 minutes left. A minute 45 left in the second quarter, 3rd and 3. Drew Brees goes to the check down, and the pass is broken up. They're forced to punt on a 4th and 3rd. And I think we're playing punt man safe right now. We're thinking it's a little too iffy right now. This team wants to go for the win, and they do the fullback run, and we stop them short of the 1st down. They try to play fullback run, hand the ball off to Zach Line, I believe that's who that is, number 42. But right there, Malcolm Jenkins sniffs it out, and he gets the tackle for the loss of yards. 2nd and 2, we're going to do a hand wrap around to none other than Mike Wallace, and Mike Wallace with a big gain right there. 2 rushes for 33 yards. New Orleans did not see that coming on 2nd and short. Second guard now for the Eagles. Going to be in the pocket, and Wentz is going to take it himself. A rushing touchdown, a 23-7 lead with 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds left. Wentz is going to put his tie on. He's going to give everyone some breakfast. And they're just all going to eat together, because that's what a team does. This team eats. Yes, except for last week. Jacob's extra point is up, and it is good. The Eagles take a 24-7 lead with 24 seconds left in the second quarter. With 15 seconds left, 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Drew Brees is going to take the ball under center. He's going to fire to Cameron Meredith. Or no, it's going to be someone. And he's going to get leveled by number 58, Jordan Hicks. 2nd, 10 seconds left. Going to throw the ball out wide. But that receiver stepped out first, then came back in. So illegal touching for the Saints. We're just going to drive them back a little bit. Like Ted Ginn Jr. gets the illegal touching. And it's going to bring us into halftime right there, the 10-second runoff. After the flag, Eagles are up 24-7. We're leading in every category except rushing. We're down by 5 yards rushing. Over 100 yards passing for Wentz. 80-something odd rushing yards. Between our running backs, take a quick look at Atlanta versus Dallas. Atlanta is leading 14-3. Going into halftime, pretty much. We have Baltimore taking on Cincinnati. Cincinnati is winning 14-0 over Baltimore. Lamar Jackson's now the starter over Joe Flacco. 4 of 5 for 22 yards. I'm assuming he has 0 rushes, even though he is a scrambling quarterback. We have New York taking on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 21 skunking. New York going into halftime. Tampa Bay is now 3-5, taking on the 3-6 New York Giants team. Now going into out of halftime, Drew Brees is gonna get sacked right out of the gate. Nigel Brown cleared the half a sack. Nigel Brown, Jordan Hicks both come in. His 10th tackle for loss on the season. Doug Peterson, pretty happy this is his 3rd sack of the game. 3rd and 11 for New Orleans. And Drew Brees under center. Gonna hit, there's a handball. Gonna check down to Michael Thomas, who comes up injured after being tackled by Fletcher Cox. 4 receptions, 44 yards for Thomas, who's a nice young receiver with a lot of, upside in his career. Okay, we're gonna basket catch that to Mike Wallace, who's credited with the first down, gets run outside of the first down marker. 1st and 20 after a penalty for the Eagles, and Wentz is going to get sacked right there violently by Sheldon Rankins. Surprised it wasn't a roughing the passer, because if I tapped his ankles, that's roughing the passer, but if I get, wrapped around to the ground, that's fine. Alshon Jeffrey goes long, and that pass was broken up by Lattimore, his 3rd pass deflection of the game. Forced a punt on 3rd and 10 for the Saints, and we have McLeod coming in for a sack, and he's going to salute the fans. 3rd and 7 now for the Eagles after the punt by New Orleans. We're going to be set under center. We're going to hand the ball. We're going to pass the ball. I keep saying hand the ball off. We're going to pass underneath to Goddard, who is going to be held up short of the first down. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, apparently. 3rd and 9 now for New Orleans after the punt by the Eagles. Brees hit as he's throwing that ball. Is going to go way out of bounds after that hit. Brandon Graham with that pass breakup. Underneath, route to Ertz. Ertz going to have a nice 20-yard gain right there. Keeps these chains moving, gives the Eagles a new first down. And Ertz is pretty excited after that. 3rd and 5 now for the Eagles. Going to pass the ball to Alshon Jeffrey underneath, because it's first down right there. Alshon Jeffrey's been held in check by Marshawn Lattimore the entire game. Speaking of Alshon Jeffrey there, he goes again, another catch over the middle. His 2nd catch of the half. 4th catch on the day. And off to Jordan Mailata, and Mailata's going to get the ball to the 1-yard line. 1 rush, 5 yards for Mailata. We don't use him often, but when he is called on, he produces big time. And right there, Alshon Jeffrey with the touchdown set up by the run by Jordan Mailata on 4th and short. And we're going to play a little bit of curling right now. A 30-7 lead over New Orleans, in New Orleans. And Sean Payton is nothing but upset right now with this team. Jacob's extra point is up, and it is good. A 31-7 lead over New Orleans. 3rd and 20 now for Drew Brees and his Saints. Gonna have a pass rush come in, and it's a pass to Michael Floyd, who gets the pickup of a couple yards, but it is 9 yards short of the first down. For on 4th and 9 now. Drew Brees under center. Chris Long is out wide, looking for the sack. And we have a pass intercepted now by Ronald Darby, his 5th pick of the season. That is a crucial play right there for New Orleans to give up right there, I guess, for the Eagles defense to make a killer play for New Orleans at this point in the game. 3rd and 1, Eagles up, 31-7 currently. Wentz under center, dropping back. He's going to fire to a wide open Zach, who's going to cut through for a nice 15-yard pickup. And, Saints defense ranked 7th in the league, allowed 324 yards total offense today. 1st and 10, hands ball to Jay Ajayi, who has almost a 20-yard gain right there. About a 17-yard gain we'll credit him as. That was 12th rush of the game for over 100 yards total. 2nd, 2, hand the ball back to Jay Ajayi, who's going to run in for the touchdown. He dives in just to be safe. Eagles going to take a 38-7 lead. I guess 37-7 lead. 38 after the extra point is up. And it is good to seal in the 38-7 lead with just over 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And if you're wondering, yes, the Eagles are intentionally running up the scores. You don't talk down on the Eagles and expect the Eagles not to answer back with you. That is the underdog mentality. Hungry dogs run faster, as Malcolm Jenkins completes the tackle before the first down, force a 4th and 4. 2nd 12 now for the Eagles, going deep to Alshon Jeffrey. Jeffrey comes down with it this time over Marshawn Lattimore. And Jeffrey is celebrating 6 receptions, 100 yards, 2 TDs on the day. Have a day, young man. And it's ball to Jay Ajayi, who breaks a tackle. And takes 3 more men to bring him down. A big gain for Ajayi. Ajayi now with 2 touchdowns on the day, over 100 yards rushing and 18 carries. We're going to find Mike Wallace underneath for a nice gain. And Mike Wallace is going to fumble his 2nd fumble on the season. Zach Ertz with the tackle. That's actually Dallas Goedert with the tackle. You have Drew Brees under center in his own end zone. And Paul Warlow freezes up and doesn't make the tackle. A big gain right there. I believe that was Cameron Meredith who made that catch. I'm probably wrong. So, assuming. Alvin Kamara out wide. Shifts out of bounds with 22 seconds left. And there is just not enough time left in the world for Drew Brees to make this comeback. A 38-7 lead for the Eagles with 15 seconds left. That ball is up, and that ball is picked off by Nate Geary. His 2nd interception on the season, and that seals the victory now for the Eagles. A 38-7 blowout for Philadelphia as we outpass, outrun, and out-take away the New Orleans Saints at New Orleans. And just so New Orleans knows that they should not talk down on a team that has nothing to lose, a team of underdogs, because they will just run faster, because they are hungrier for the win than they were. Marshawn Lattimore could talk all the trash he went before the game, but if he allows 100 yards and 2 touchdowns to Alshon Jeffrey, you're not going to win any game. Take a look at the rushing stats, 115 yards rushing for Ajayi, 33 yards rushing for Mike Wallace, 100 yards for Jeffrey, 93 for Ertz. Jason Peters allowed a sack on the day. Bradham had a half a sack. McLeod had a sack and a half. Geary had a sack, as well as a pick. 9 sacks by Bradham led the team. A couple other people had a few tackles here and there. Chris Long with a tackle. Jake Elliott was 1 for 1 from field goals, and 5 for 5 on extra points made. Zach Ertz with an upgrade. I believe, we're going to upgrade his possession. He's at 92 overall now, 91 possession. And Ronald Darby's going to get an upgrade right now. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you like what you do, stay tuned for next week's episode. If you like it, great. If you don't, it's okay. It's whatever. Peace out, YouTube. Rock on. Stay classy.